current definition of a man should change, you know. And because before, the definition of a man has been the provider, and that has been what defines you as a man. And I thought that is a misleading concept in the current world. Hi, and welcome to Present Fatherhood. My name is Jeff Dindi. Please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, this is the time. Just go and subscribe and hit the bell button so that you get notified every time I upload my video. Present Fatherhood is just about making fathers great. So join me as we grow, interact, have conversations that are going to build us as fathers and change the narrative around fatherhood. So this week I've had a very interesting week, and I thought I should share with you people. There are a number of things that happened, and 4 of them stood out, and I just want to share them with you so that you can give your thoughts and ideas, and let's just have a conversation around them. So this week I traveled to go and support a friend of mine who lost his father to all the way to Kitale. But what stood out for me in that journey, or rather as I was going to that part of the country, is that I noticed that there is so much food that is in this country, and sometimes we are told how there is food shortage, and yet when I was traversing that county, I found that they grow so much maize, and there was a lot that was also going around those counties, the western part of the country, and it was a rich county, and it challenged me as a father and as a man that if I'm thinking about the future of my family, I should be, thinking of those areas instead of just being brainwashed that I have to be in town, and in this case Nairobi. We need to think outside Nairobi if we want to develop and improve our families, and therefore this is something that I thought I should share with you people, especially the young guys, the young fathers who we all just think about Nairobi and formal employment. That let's check out there. There is plenty of opportunities, and our brains are so, we are so learned, we are so educated, and we have so much that we can offer to that part of the country. So that was one of the things that stood out for me this week, and I thought that it was a nice thing to share with you. The second thing is a conversation that I had with a friend of mine, and he's a young guy who we've interacted and done a lot of things together, and he's in that process of transitioning into family, and he's in a serious relationship. And he asked me one question, and this was, man, how is it living with someone in the same house? And this question was, of course, someone that you are involved with romantically. And it was an interesting question, and I was happy that he asked, and he was genuine in asking it. And my answer was that for you to live with someone in the same house, it takes a lot of sacrifice to begin with, but more importantly, you must be selfless, because you are 2 different people who have 2 different ideologies, or rather you run parallel to one another, and for you to come together, one of you, there is a lot of compromise and patience with one another. And especially, you should not think about what the other person does so that you react to what they do. Instead, you need to work on yourself, do whatever you have to do, and leave them to do whatever they have to do. Don't wait for them to do something so that you react either positively or negatively depending on what they have done. You just do your part, and then that is the secret of being able to hack it or living with someone. And that was my answer, really. And I thought this is something that I should share with you people, because many of you, I know, are in this process of planning, to live with someone. And those are some of the questions, or rather, that is one of the main questions that you ask yourself every time that you are with this person and you're planning for their future, and rather your future. So don't be afraid. Go there, work on yourself, to improve on yourself so that you learn how to love that person selflessly. And then I think from there it will just be progress, because some of these things also don't work out before you get into that situation. So because you need to learn also on the job, and if you are planning to get it right before you get into a relationship or something like that, then it's not going to be easy. Just be convicted. Once you are convicted that you want to live with this person, then you'll be able to work on yourself and work on the relationship so that you make it better and better every time you're in it. So that is the second thing that I thought came up that I should share with you, even as you are planning to become a husband, to become a father to your family. And then another thing that happened this week was that I was also doing job hunting, and probably somebody is asking, but haven't you been working? Yes, I've been working, but I've been working from home, and that means that I've been the primary caregiver of my sons, 70%, and the work has been low, so there hasn't been much coming in, and I thought, well, how about I try formal employment again, and so I was in a job hunting, and I'm just putting myself out there. I did business management, marketing, and I've also been practicing safety, health and safety in the oil and gas. So I'm just throwing my CV out there, and this is also a way of letting you know, guys, that if you have something outside there that you think can help me, so that I become, I bring more income to my family, then it's all unwelcome. We are all here to support one another, and I would really appreciate. So that is one thing that came this week that I thought I should share. But the main thing, this is the main thing or rather the main conversation that I had this week that I thought you guys should hear. And then I will also be interested in getting your thoughts. And again, remember that these are going to be, what I'm going to tell you are going to be my thoughts, and they are open to be criticized, they are open to be challenged. It is not a final thing, but it is just my thought. And it is on the role of a man in the current world, and I thought the current definition of a man should change, and because before the definition of a man has been the provider, and that has been what defines you as a man. And I thought that is a misleading concept in the current world. A man should not be defined by provision in the current world. And why am I saying this? I'm saying this because women have been empowered in the current generation. Our women are not the same as our mothers, who probably didn't go to school and they were being raised to be home, or rather caregivers, and home, caretakers, so to speak. And the man was therefore the one who was supposed to go out there, hunt and provide. But that concept has changed in the current generation, where women are also out there providing. So if you are a man and you're being defined by provision, then once that is taken out from you, then you lose yourself. You get into depression, and you just die. That's why many commit suicide, because they are not able to provide. And why? Because that is what defines them as a man. But right now, in where we are, that shouldn't describe you, define you. And this conversation came from, there's a friend of mine who also was discussing about it. He has a channel as well, and he was saying how men, you should, as a man, you should go outside there, you should fend, you should provide, because men are providers. As much as I agree with that men should just sit. I'm not a supporter of anybody should not just sit. Man or woman, you should not just sit as long as you have a family and you have a home, because even the Bible describes a virtuous woman, as one who goes outside there and fends for his family. So there's nowhere that the Bible really just restricts that a woman should sit, take care of the home, so to speak, and then the man is the one who is supposed to fend. So anybody can fend, and the current woman has been empowered to be able to do that. And therefore, I thought this is a topic that I should share. You know, men, we should not restrict ourselves to provision. You should be involved in your family all round. You should be involved in your family all round. You know, so that you are not just a provider. You are a provider. You are a caregiver. Because I think things should happen 50-50. A woman should provide as well and take care of the home. And these things should be done collectively, because once you get into a relationship and you are married, you are in it, you are one, you are no longer two people, you are one. And therefore, whatever you do, or rather whatever the tasks that are there, which is provision, caregiving, taking care of the home, is supposed to be your duty as together as one, you know, so that the man, you should not just go do your work, come back home, sit, touch the remote and switch after channel as the woman is doing something and coming back. You know, you should be able to get involved both outside the home and inside the home, both of you. And if you take part that way, then provision will not define you. Because I was asking myself, what happens when you are not able to provide? And you will not be able to provide for a number of reasons. It doesn't have to be just sitting or lack of a job or lack of something to do. It can be physical. Tomorrow you can find or rather get into an accident that chops your limbs or incapacitates you, and you are not able to provide at that moment. What will you do? So if provision is what described you or defined you at that time, then you will be useless as a man. But if you are all rounded, that you are at home, you are away, emotionally you are involved, financially you are involved, you know, physically you are involved, and you are just all rounded, then whatever happens, you'll not be faced with any psychological issues when that is taken away from you, because you have so much that you can still fall back to. Okay, so that is something that I felt that a lot of our young guys should hear, you know. And unfortunately, we normally fall back to how we were raised. That this is because how you were raised, that home defines how you will translate into your home. Okay, if your home was where it was traditional and your mom was home and your dad was working, that is what you seem to translate or rather bring into your home. Then many of our young people are finding that is not the case. The woman of today is not defined by the home. It's defined by ambition, it's defined by career, it's defined by, you know, going out there and achieving their dreams. And which is okay, and that is her right, which she should not be denied or rather be, I can say, manipulated into being confined into the home, so that like these are your children and therefore you're supposed to take care of them. And a woman is not supposed to feel guilty, you know, that either they are sacrificing their career to take care of the home, or rather they have to take care of their kids and abandon their career. No, they should not be put in that position. And that can only happen when also us as men, we become open-minded in terms of where we can fall. That it is okay to be at home and take care of your kids, just as the woman can be at home to take care of the kids. Because there is nowhere that is written that the woman is the caregiver, that naturally she is the caregiver. No, research in fact has it that a man can be as much as a caregiver as a woman. Both of you are biologically made for that. Once you sire a kid, even as a man, science has it that there are hormones that are released, you know, that just makes you to want to be a parent. You know, and therefore it is a misleading concept that you are not a caregiver as a man. So you should be open, we should be open-minded that we can also be at home to take care of kids. And that will now make the home to be a place where there is equality, and a woman can chase her dreams and bring bread home just as much as you can do. Okay? And it also helps and benefits in bringing up healthy children that are able to appreciate the value of having both of the parents taking care of them and being involved financially, emotionally, and psychologically. It should not be a duty of one person to provide this and this person providing this. No, you are both enabled and equipped to do all. Therefore, that is what I will leave with my young guys out there that are wanting to be parents, wanting to get into a relationship, and want to be fathers. Let us redefine fatherhood. Fatherhood is not just about provision. There is more to fatherhood, which is being there financially, emotionally, psychologically, and just all around. Okay, once you are able to do that, then you will not be defined by that. So I'm happy. I'm happy that you are able to listen to this. Please share your thoughts on this topic, which is very important. What is fatherhood? Do you still think that fatherhood is just defined by provision, or do you think that right now there is a need for us as men to rethink of fatherhood, and do more than just provision? Okay, because as I said, women can also provide. If that is what defines us as men, then what will happen when we can't provide and she's the one who is providing? Will we now take off of that from that relationship? That is what you should ask yourself. So that is mine. Please see you next time.